What's up, guys? This is the Asian Pitbull, and this is my Smackdown review for June 4th, 2019. So I'm trying to keep this shorter because my first video was 1 hour long. This is ridiculous. And I was listening to John Moxley podcast with Wade Keller, and he was also saying that even now 3 hours is just too long for a Raw show. 3 hours long show, and I had to talk about it for 1 hour. But anyway, SmackDown is only 2 hours, and like I said, I want to be consistent in this. So this is my review for WWE Smackdown, and I try to keep it shorter, just talking about the main segments and the main points about this. So the show started with the Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler segment. So Kofi came out with Xavier Woods, and then Kofi is over, man. Kofi is really over, with the crowd chanting Kofi, Kofi, and this has been the way since WrestleMania. He is still over, and I hope he continues the momentum and elevates his promo game and his wrestling game even more. He gave a. I thought it started out as a typical promo about winning and the inspiration, blah blah blah. But after that they cut to the Ghana clip of when he went over to Ghana, and it was pretty damn good. Pretty damn emotional, man. When he was interacting with the Ghanaian fans and talking about reaching out to the children and hugging his grandmother for first time in 30 years. Very very emotional stuff. Very real and genuine, and I like that WWE is doing this. And then of course Dolph have to interrupt, and if you know me, I'm gonna tell you now, I have never been a fan of Dolph. He is one of my most. Right now I'm the point where I can't even say I hate him anymore. Like 2-3 years ago, when he won the heavyweight championship, I really cannot stand him because I just don't buy into him. Doesn't have the look, doesn't have that charisma or mic skills. I'm not a Dolph Ziggler guy, but he is, showcasing this crazy Dolph gimmick, which is not really crazy to me. It's just Dolph being super emotional and just super hyped, and I just cannot buy into him as this formidable or threat to anybody. He's just too small, and even his ring skills is not yet that great. But this is not going to be a rant about Dolph Ziggler. So anyway, let him do his crazy gimmick. Video package of Dolph, and then Kofi says that Dolph quit, and we were brought to another clip in 2017 where Dolph actually gave up his US title, and I thought that was pretty good. Whenever the storyline touches back to things that actually happens to in the past, and WWE actually acknowledges the past, I like that, because for the past decade the style, they haven't been doing that, but recently they've been doing more of that, trying to bring back things that happened in the past and not just ignore it completely. So that is pretty good aspect to inject into this storyline, I thought, and give it just another angle, another perspective, another life. So that's pretty well done, but as a main event angle, doesn't really feel like it. I definitely think that Kofi should be facing more credible opponents and bigger threats. Maybe Brock Lesnar, but I think Brock is more suitable with Seth right now. So you should definitely, Kofi fits the role where he's the underdog. So in this case, he doesn't feel like underdog, and they're just randomly throwing Dolph into this feud. So this is just another I won't say warm up, but just another normal-ish kind of feud for Kofi, and we are just waiting for the next big threat to Kofi Kingston, and I hope the next big threat is something really really good. So after that, KO and Sami Zayn comes out, then leads to a tag match. Nothing, just a normal TV tag match. Kofi wins with the Trouble in Paradise, which is good, which is the right call, because he's a champion. He needs the pin, he needs the momentum. And then after that, of course, Dolph Ziggler, Sweet Chin Musics, Kofi and Woods. Okay, just typical, nothing that we've never seen before. Okay, then after that, so they're selling for, I don't even know whether they have a match in Super Showdown, but if they have, for sure Kofi is going over. So move on to the Shane promo. Like I said in my Raw review, Shane is really comfortable in this role. He's really doing a good job as a heel right now. He's not Vince McMahon kind of crazy heel, but he's just really good, really comfortable on the mic. Talks a lot of good sense. He's that kind that when a heel is right, when a heel is correct, and you hate them even more for it. So Shane, good heel mic work in this short backstage promo, and then this will lead into the other Shane McMahon segment later on. So they're giving Shane 2 segments in this. Well, he's the boss's son, what can I say? Anyway, we suddenly Corey Graves, I call him Perf Graves, is marking out. Why? Because of Moment of Bliss. Okay, so Perf Corey is marking out, and then Moment of Bliss, toilet break for me. They're just trying to continue storyline with Bailey and the Stomping Grounds, etc. And then I written down here, is Bailey is okay. Firstly, is Alexa face or heel? Because last week, or rather a few days ago on Raw, the day before SmackDown on Raw, she was a baby face with who's that crazy girl? I forgot her name. She's a baby face, but now she's saying that Raw is superior brand and she's a heel. I don't like this kind of flip-flop booking, man. And then also, is Bailey face or heel? But I hear Bailey chants, and then Carmella and Charlotte comes out. It's just a ball fest. Charlotte has always got to be there, the superwoman of WWE. Blah blah blah. They build to the triple threat later on, and let's move on to the RTruth Backstage segment, comedic segment. We know what all this is all about, the 24/7. But I like that they are always trying new and fresh ideas, new places. They're going all over the place. Recently, the most recent, Kofi pin to retain, who's that? Jinder Mahal, while Jinder was sleeping on the plane. The 24/7 title is ridiculous. But anyway, this is not gonna be a legitimate title. This is just gonna be a gimmick one. And the way things are going now, I don't see this title lasting long. I'll just say that. Then next, so anyway, Truth gets a phone call with Shane, and Shane says that he's in a lumberjack match, which leads to the next segment, which is the 24 title is up for defense against Elias. So firstly, it was Elias against RTruth for the 24/7 title in a lumberjack match, and the rule was that none of the lumberjacks can touch or pin the 2 in-ring competitors. So this is to prevent everybody going crazy and going for the title for themselves, right? Then after that, as I predicted, Truth was gonna get his ass whipped once he gets thrown out the ring because he has been avoiding all these jobbers for the past few weeks. So it's really funny to see the moment Truth got thrown out. He got whipped and then thrown back to the ring. Elias gets the win with an easy quick match. And this is where the stupidity ensues. So he's the new champ, and you see the picture. Suddenly everyone realizes that the rule of not touching the in-ring competitor ends because the match is over. So now at this moment, Elias is free for all. And as you guess, everyone jumped him. And then this is really funny. I wrote here, genius booking, whoever wrote this. So the rule of no pinning is lifted, and all just running towards him, beating the hell out of him. But somehow Elias managed to escape out of the brawl and cross outside the ring And then we see the camera shot panning where he crossed to the corner of the ring post, and who else does he see but R-Truth, also from the other side of the ring post. This is just all comedic sketches. And then so Truth was running and trying to pin him again. Elias goes to underneath the ring, and then the Lumberjacks have no idea at this point. They're just beating the hell out of each other. Suddenly a few seconds later, the bell rings, and then Truth comes out with the 24/7 belt again, and he's the champion again. And we realize, we see in the WWE exclusive that Truth actually pins Elias underneath the ring. So okay, this I have no other comment other than okay, they are continuing new ideas for this 24/7 championship, and it looks like they insistent on keeping the belt on Truth. Anyway, he runs the hell out and people are chasing him, the jobbers chasing him, and that's the segment ends. So next we have the Alistair Black promo. One word from me: weird. Now I love Alistair in NXT. I love the gimmick, the brooding. Should I be using the word brooding? But anyway, I like the gimmick. I love the injection and the aspects of black metal because I'm a black metal fan, and he lives. I would prefer that he lives more of that gimmick. I love his theme song. I love his moveset. I love the vibe. But it seems that when he debuted, they were still trying to keep that. But out of a sudden, after him and Ricochet lost, did not capture the Smackdown or Raw Tag Team Championship, it seems that they are taking a step back with Alistair Black. And right now, they are just showing weekly backstage promo of Black talking about this open challenge, and no one is challenging him. He's saying that people are scared because of cowardice, and he's waiting for somebody to knock on his door. And then he goes all intense, and it just feels like this is not something that the original, the real Alistair Black, that brooding dark figure will do, that calm dark figure will do. So this is just a very weird promo. He's suddenly going all crazy and smiling, and this feels like a really heelish promo. That nobody dares to challenge him, and he's just waiting at the back. I have no idea where all this is building up to. I definitely much prefer if they continue just having him kicking ass week to week, and maybe putting him in a segment. I think he's ready for the mid-card title now. Maybe put him in a feud in the US Championship, or not 24 but the US Championship, or just continue building up and actually have a storyline for him, because there's so many layers and dimensions you can stretch or continue with this character, this Alistair Black character. Okay, if you see somebody similar like the Undertaker, and you want him to have that similar trajectory and career path as the Undertaker. Undertaker has so many iconic and classic segments, backstage segments, with the coffin, the props, the feuds and all that. So right now we know what Alistair Black can be. He can be that next dark figure of the WWE, but they are doing nothing with him right now. He needs to be in a feud, and just I need to see more fleshed out for Alistair Black. Similar recent case in the past few years, Bray Wyatt. Okay, at least we're seeing different dimensions of Bray Wyatt over the years, but they need to do the same thing with Alistair Black. Okay, next for the Shane, we have another Shane McMahon segment, and he's out with the Revival Stooges. Yes, I call them the Revival Stooges. Backs him up, and they say that they are just here for emotional support. Yeah, right. Then we had the Greg Hamilton introduction, and did I hear CM Punk chants? Did I really hear CM Punk chants? This is random out of nowhere. CM Punk chants has become that, for a smart crowd, it has become the replacement for boring. And Shane hears that, and he just ignores rowdy crowd. Anyway, He was just praising Revival, and that we see a video recap of the decimation of Roman Reigns. And I really like, see, Shane is really good on the mic. He's talking about Reigns is that male dog who is overexcited and hard to discipline, and you need to discipline this kind of dogs and show him who's the boss. LOL. Really amazing role that Shane is playing now. This is kind of story and mic work I like, compared to just people like Drew McIntyre or Dolph Ziggler. You have what I want. I this belongs to me. I gonna kick your ass. You don't deserve this. I don't like all this as a one-dimensional. Give it more story. Give it more visualization. Use more analogy. Come on, guys. Okay. Anyway, Reigns. He says so. He ends with the line that Fridays he's gonna neuter. Snip, snip, snip. Snip, 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 Roman. But we all know the outcome. Roman's gonna win. Spear, pin, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, Reigns come out, then gets ambushed by the Scottish psychopath with the Claymore, and just another beat down, the exact same thing. Spear and taunts Roman Reigns. We all know Reigns is going over at Super Showdown. So next we have the triple threat, women's triple threat. So it looks like Alexa is not injured anymore, and the winner of this is, the notable thing is that the winner of this gets to challenge Bayley on Stomping Grounds for the SmackDown Women's title. And then Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville randomly comes out for God knows whatever reason. God knows whatever reason, and they don't do anything. You should at least do something if you're here to come out. Okay, otherwise it's just a waste of time, TV time. Then Bliss wins in this match. I don't know. I really don't know why those two are there. I written, but okay. So they are going for Bliss versus Bayley. Moving on, the Lars promo. So last time I said on Raw that Lars shouldn't be involved in squashing jobbers anymore. I need him to be in an actual feud. And this is not an actual feud, but at least they are continuing character development for Lars. Starting out after the first question, he gave a really long pause, and that's the thing I don't like at all when WWE does this long pauses. That's why I love back in the day Stone Cold Steve Austin so much, because there was no cold dead air. He just not rambling, but the way you should cut a promo is there shouldn't be any dead air. I don't need that crowd response. I need that kind of Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin promo where you just natural on the mic, on and on and on and on, and maybe pause here and there. I don't need dramatic effect. Okay. And Lars says he's no man, and he has been described all his life as, and then he asks Kayla, is it the interviewer, to say the word, and she says freak, and you're a freak, Lars. Yes, you're a freak. Like how the Joker in The Dark Knight says, I'm a freak. And then I thought he was a pretty good talker for his gimmick, the monster gimmick, the way he pronounces and enunciates the words, and his intensity I definitely think compared to Braun Strowman, he comes off as more intimidating, and he's only starting out. I think he can actually become a monster that can talk, but we'll see. Also, I noted here he has a lisp. I don't like that, but well, whatever. As long as he's just intense and crazy, and backs it up with his in-ring work, then definitely high potential for this guy. Look at him, man. Next, I've skipped the Andrade segment, just a bore fest to me. No storyline at all. Anyway, the last segment, which is the main focus, right, for this past week's Raw and SmackDown, the closing go home segment and go home show for the Jeddah show. So anyway, wow, I wrote here that Goldberg, we have that classic entrance where one of the staff will knock on his door, and you hear the Goldberg scream, and then boom, door opens, he comes out. Goldberg, man, at 52 years old, is still as intense as ever, looks to be in great shape. grew his goatee out, still super intense. I like that. What the hell, what the hell. And then the Goldberg chants, Goldberg is still over. And then we see that the Titantron Goldberg is coming out, and I can't believe in 2019 I'm seeing Goldberg on my screen on Tuesday night Smackdown. Wow. And then from what I see from his entrance, he's still smiling, he's still shaking hands with kids and moms. He's still that family man when he was walking down, the family man that Undertaker did not want. So we continue with more Goldberg chants. Goldberg, the legendary Goldberg, is over, and then he starts cutting his promo. And yes, you see that at least Goldberg and Undertaker, although this is a put together match, Goldberg feels excited about this match because he says that this is the first time he has waited over 20 years to face the Undertaker. And yes, I want to see the ass kicking Goldberg. So Goldberg says that Taker doesn't want a family man, so he left that at home, and he's gonna bring the ass kicking iconic legendary Goldberg to Super Smackdown. And Taker better bring his iconic Taker Deadman persona at Super Smackdown. Okay, so good short promo. Goldberg always has that intensity. Short promos are good for him. He still looks good. And then suddenly the shit happens, and we hear the gong, and then a huge pop, really huge pop for the Undertaker. Taker lights dim, lights come back up. Taker is behind, and Goldberg laughs. Wow, Goldberg is not intimidated. Goldberg laughs. We have the stare down, the holy shit chants. This is pretty cool. And then the gong, light dims. Taker is gone. This is all mind game, classic Taker mind games. And Goldberg finishes off with saying that he's coming for his ass on Super Smackdown, Super Showdown. And then the show closes. Corey marks out. He's saying that he's still wowing from the fact that we are seeing Goldberg and Taker. This is always gonna be one of those dream matches, but it should have happened 10 years ago. That's why I'm not as excited as I should be right now, but it'll be something to see, man. On Super Showdown when these two face off. Who is going over? Well, I never really thought of this, man. I think Taker is going over, but I'll be pretty surprised if Goldberg goes over. But I think Taker's getting the 1, 2, 3. Just Goldberg gets a good showing, and then that's it for their match, once in a lifetime. So overall, this is just typical Smackdown. I give a score of 6 out of 10 because there's nothing interesting or nothing must watch. There's nothing that I really had to watch except for the Goldberg Taker, which is just your typical build up. They need something like this to sell the show. So the main event feud is just bland, and the highlight was Shane McMahon and his promo work. But other than that, nothing much else interests me. So overall, this is my Smackdown review. And then the next thing I'm gonna talk about is WWE Super Showdown. I wanted to give my predictions, but I was too late to this. But anyway, I'll definitely give my review for Super Showdown. Can't wait to see what happens. They still managed to build this up and put some good matches there. So we'll see what happens. This is the Asian Pitbull signing out.